An Introduction to the Paranormal by Humongous. Advances in technology have pushed mankind into the realm of what was once deemed fantasy. Even so, many continue to deny the existence of the paranormal, exclaiming, "I have to see it to believe it." With this lack of logic, one would have to see oxygen to accept its validity. Of course, viewing this element with the naked eye isn't possible, yet we're certain it exists because we don't fall over dead. Since we haven't all floated into the ionosphere, the presence of gravity is believed to be fact. But when was the last time you actually gazed upon this invisible energy? Can you observe an atom without the aid of a microscope? No, and yet you take for granted your entire body and everyone you've known is comprised of nothing but atoms. Microwaves, sound waves, and wireless transmissions are but a handful of alternate realms existing around us all the time, even though to our limited visual spectrum, they're imperceptible. What resides in the ultraviolet, or the infrared, beyond our scope? Consider the anthill and 10-lane superhighway analogy as proposed by theoretical physicist Michio Kaku. You're an ant. You're building an anthill with thousands of your insect buddies. Your edifice resides 15 feet from a 10-lane superhighway. Every hour, tens of thousands of vehicles pass at breakneck speeds. Do you, the ant, comprehend the superhighway for what it is? The answer is no. How could an ant understand the meaning of a superhighway and the cars traversing it, if this insect doesn't grasp the purpose of vehicles and the roads upon which they travel? An ant's intellect is limited to what it can perceive. Viewing humans as the ants in this scenario, it's plausible there are forces our inhibited mentalities can't comprehend. A friend recently engaged in a college lecture regarding astronomer Galileo Galilei. Prior to such an axiom being accepted, Galileo was a champion of heliocentrism, the idea the Earth and other planets in our solar system revolve around the Sun. G² also improved the first telescope, making it suitable for stargazing, thereby rescuing humankind from belief in erroneous astronomical tenets. As the class discussion ensued, my friend stated, "I'm smarter than Galileo." My buddy exclaimed, "We're all smarter than Galileo." According to his rationale, as generations progress, they consecutively become more intelligent. 200 years ago, the greatest minds on the planet weren't even certain germ theory was relevant. Today, the common person fights germs effectively with antibiotics, astringent, and sanitizer. My friend's point was interesting. If humankind advances technologically, the average individual hundreds of years from now will have access to more knowledge than the most brilliant scientists today. This isn't to say a cast member of the Jersey Shore is more intellectually advanced than Galileo. If the survival of humanity depended upon Snooky developing the telescope, we'd all be dead. Still, you get the picture. It's imperative humans continue to learn. Should we claim omniscience and become stagnant, we run the risk of extinction. There's too much we don't understand threatening our survival. It's important to keep an open mind, but in the essential words of skeptics, not so open that our brains fall out. Don't take anything at face value. Constantly question.